Today we shall discuss about JFET small signal analysis. As I explained in the last class, the equivalent circuit of a JFET is as given here. It has a current controlled, voltage controlled current source. Then the current source value is controlled by the gate to source potential. Besides, it has a channel resistance RD. So it is not an ideal current source, but it is a practical current source with some resistance in parallel with this, and that represents the channel resistance. Now we shall see how to analyze the amplifier circuits using this AC equivalent model to determine the performance of the circuits like amplification, voltage amplification, current amplification, and so on. So I repeat, this analysis is valid only for small signals, and let us consider a fixed bias JFET circuit wherein we apply the input signal through a coupling capacitor to the gate. Between the gate and the ground, we connect a resistance RG, and there is a supply here for biasing the gate with respect to the source at some negative potential. So this is VGG, and here we applied VDD, the supply for the channel. So this is the resistance, drain resistance RD, and this is the FET, and we take the output signal from the drain through a coupling capacitor. So here we apply between the ground and this point, we apply the input and we get the amplified output over here. So this is a fixed bias circuit, a common source circuit where the source is common for the input as well as the output. And now let us find out how much of voltage gain this circuit offers, and how much of input and output impedance it offers, and so on. That means we are concerned about the small signals here. As I explained earlier, the DC source is a short circuit as far as the alternating signals are concerned, and the coupling capacitors offer negligibly small impedance, therefore they also act like short circuits. Hence, the AC equivalent circuit is as shown here. So with the coupling capacitor acting as short circuit, and with RG and the VGG acting as a short circuit, so on the input side the circuit is like this, where this is RG, this is RG, and between the drain, this is drain point and this is gate point, between the drain and the source you have here the current source. This is GM VGS. So this is VGS. So this is small RD, and you have RD coming in parallel to this, capital RD coming in parallel to this, and here you have the output voltage V0, where the input voltage is here. So please note that the capacitors are replaced by short circuits, and the supplies VGG and VDD are also replaced by short circuit. So with VGG replaced by short circuit, between gate and source you have RG coming into picture. Between drain and the source, you have the GMVGS, voltage controlled current source, coming into picture, and this RD also is comes in parallel with this, and this capital RD, since VDD is replaced by a short circuit, this capital RD comes between the drain and the ground, that means the source. So here we have replaced the FET by its equivalent circuit, and rest of the circuit is also included. Now our interest is to find the voltage gain, input impedance, output impedance, and the current gain if it is applicable. Now let us determine, so these quantities one after another. How much is the input impedance? By looking at the circuit, how much is the input impedance over here? So Ri is going to be Rg straight away. So there is nothing coming in parallel with this, therefore input impedance is Rg itself. And what about the output impedance? So it is the output impedance when the input is replaced by a short circuit. When the input is replaced by a short circuit, VGS is 0. Therefore this current is 0, that means it is an open circuit. And then the output impedance that appears here is small rd in parallel with capital RD. So therefore R0 is equal to small rd in parallel with capital RD, and that is RD into that capital RD divided by small rd plus capital RD. It's straightforward. Now if you look at this diagram, the AC equivalent circuit of the amplifier, VGS is equal to VI. VI is straight away applied between the gate and the source, therefore VGS is equal to VI itself. Therefore in terms of VI, this current source is GM into VI, and now the output voltage is equal to this current source, current of the current source multiplied by the parallel resistance, that is equal to minus GMVI into RD in parallel with capital RD. So that is the output voltage. So V0 by VI is straight away minus GM into small rd in parallel with capital RD. So putting the steps, what we have here is for voltage gain, the output voltage V0 is GM-VGS, rather minus GM-VGS, VGS is equal to VI itself minus GM-VI into RD in parallel with capital RD. Therefore, the voltage gain AV is equal to, which is given by V0 by VI, is equal to minus GM into RD into capital RD divided by RD plus capital RD. So this is the voltage gain. Please note that the voltage gain has a negative sign. That means there is a phase inversion. So this is similar to that in a transistor. So here also, for a positive going half cycle of the input or for a rising input, the reverse bias here is reduced on the input side between gate and source. the DC reverse bias that is provided reduces, hence the current increases. As the current increases, the output voltage falls. So because of this reason, the voltage gain is negative. For a rising input, you will have falling output. Because the rising input, I repeat, the rising input reduces the reverse bias between the gate and source. Hence the current increases, and the voltage drop across RD is in the negative direction when you tap the output over here. Therefore, you have a negative sign in the gain. Now, what about current gain? As such, what is the current drawn by the FET? The FET, the current drawn by the FET is 0 for all practical purposes. Hence, no current flows into the gate for all practical purposes, and whatever current flows is through RG, and the output current is, so this current I naught. Therefore, the current gain is GM VGS divided by VGS by RG. Input current is VGS by RG. II is VGS by RG, or this is equal to VI by RG, and the output current I naught is the current driven through RD. That means this current gets divided between small rd and capital RD. Hence, I naught is, so this current multiplied by the small rd divided by small rd plus capital RD. Therefore, I naught is this current GM VGS multiplied by small rd by small rd plus capital RD. Now, the current gain AI is I naught by II, so that can be obtained by dividing this by the other term, and VGS is equal to VI. For this reason, the current gain is GM into RG into RD by this RD plus capital RD. And naturally, so this current gain depends on this capital RG, because the current drawn from the input source depends on RG. And as such, no current flows into the gate for all practical purposes. Since it does not draw current, the gate does not draw current, current amplification is not a consideration in JFET amplifiers. You will anyway get some current gain. So, this voltage gain is responsible for some output voltage, and there will be some output voltage. But what about the input current? Input current is anyway 0 if you consider the FET alone. And this resistance being very large usually, which is of the order of mega ohms, so this current is also negligible. Hence, current gain is obviously there, and it is not a consideration in the JFET design usually. However, it can be analyzed, in any case it can be analyzed in this way. Any questions so far? Now, let us consider a self-bias circuit, an amplifier circuit with self bias. The self bias circuit of a JFET is given like this. There is a source resistance used, and the voltage drop across the source resistance. The gate is grounded through the RG, connected to the ground through a gate resistance, and because of no current, the gate potential is at 0 volts, and the source potential is elevated from the ground because of the voltage drop across the source resistance Rs, and this is Rd, this is VDD. It is a single supply circuit as we discussed earlier. So input is applied here through a coupling capacitor, and output is taken from here through a coupling capacitor. So in this circuit also, if a source resistance is used, when a source resistance is used, the input voltage that is applied between the gate and the ground appears between the gate and the ground here. So that means this AC voltage that is applied between the gate and ground is going to be equal to the gate to source potential plus the source to ground potential. The AC signal that is applied between the gate and the ground gets divided between the gate and source and the source and ground. Therefore, the input signal, a fraction of the input signal only goes to the gate to source, and GM times that will be the output current, and that is responsible for, and that current goes through RD, and that is responsible for amplification. But here itself there is some attenuation. The input is getting divided between gate to source and source to ground. Therefore, out of the input only a small fraction is going to the gate to source, like in the case of a transistor self bias circuit. So this is going to reduce the voltage gain considerably, similar to that in the case of a transistor circuit. So to reduce this problem, we use a bypass capacitance, emitter bypass, here it is source bypass capacitance, like the emitter bypass capacitance in the case of a common emitter amplifier. So when this bypass capacitance is used, the bypass capacitance acts like an open circuit for DC, therefore RS comes into picture as far as the quiescent conditions are concerned. But for alternating signals, this one acts like almost like a short circuit, hence this RS disappears from the equivalent circuit. Now let us find the equivalent circuit for the self bias circuit given here. So the coupling capacitances act like short circuits. Therefore, on the input side you have between the gate and the source you have RG, and the source is grounded, directly connected to the ground. So this is ground, let me show it as ground. Now the source is directly short circuited to ground through this bypass capacitance. Therefore, source is also connected to the ground. Now between the drain and the source you have the voltage controlled current source GMVGS coming into picture, and you have the channel resistance RD coming in parallel with this, and the drain resistance RD is here, and this is the, and here is your output V naught, and this is the input Vi. Now, because this is a short circuit, this Vi directly appears between gate to source. So that means Vi is equal to VGS itself. So this is equal to VGS. And this is the equivalent circuit of the amplifier, which involves the FET equivalent circuit. Part of it is the FET equivalent circuit, and remaining circuit elements are also coming into picture. So please note that, so this circuit is equivalent to the fixed bias equivalent circuit which we have analyzed previously. So that is this circuit itself, because the source resistance is bypassed. Hence, the analysis we carried out for a fixed bias JFET circuit holds good for this circuit also. Input impedance is going to be Rg, output impedance is going to be Rd in parallel with capital RD, and the voltage gain is equal to minus Gm into parallel combination of Rd and Rd, and this capital Rd. So that's all, the same analysis holds good. As an example, let us consider Rg as 1 mega ohm, and capital Rd as some 20 kilo ohms, and given the transconductance of the FET as 5 millimho, and the channel resistance Rd has 50 kilo ohms, find out, or let us find out the various parameters of the amplifier. Straight away we get the input impedance as Rg is equal to 1 mega ohm, and output impedance as Rd in parallel with capital Rd. So that is 20 in parallel with 50 kilo ohms, that is 20 into 50 by 20 plus 50. Which is equal to 14.3 kilo ohms approximately, and the voltage gain is minus Gm into the parallel combination of Rd and capital Rd. So that is equal to minus 5 into 14.3 milli into kilo ohms, millimhos into kilo ohms. Therefore, this is going to be, so minus 71.5. So that is the voltage gain. And if Rd is reduced, output impedance decreases and the voltage gain also decreases. So usually the FET circuits, JFET circuits give you very high input impedance and moderate output impedance and moderate voltage gain. and naturally it becomes independent of RS because RS is bypassed by the source bypass capacitance. When RD is very small, please note that the small RD in parallel with capital RD becomes approximately equal to RD, capital RD. Therefore, the voltage gain becomes minus GM into capital RD itself as an approximation. Now, let us consider an amplifier with the source resistance. Please note that by providing the emitter resistance and without bypassing it, the voltage gain is reduced considerably in a common emitter amplifier. But there is an associated advantage with that. What was the advantage? Because of the feedback, we had stability, improved stability. That means the voltage gain of the amplifier is becoming independent of the device parameters like beta. And here also, sometimes in FET circuits also, where the stability is of importance or is a primary consideration, we use certain amount of source resistance. Hence, circuits of this type without bypassing the source resistance are also of interest. So let us analyze one such circuit. Please note that there are different ways of doing it. Sometimes for biasing purposes you use two resistances. When you want large resistance as a source resistance, you use two resistance and you bypass part of it and use a small resistance for feedback purposes. To have some small feedback, what you do is split the RS into two resistances, bypass this part of it, so that for AC equivalent circuit you retain a small amount of RS, and with this as this shorted effectively, and for biasing purposes, so these two put together come into picture. So there are different variations possible. So let us now consider that RS is there, and let us the RS that comes into equivalent circuit, AC equivalent circuit, is this, and there is an RG here. So this is the circuit. Now to analyze the voltage gain, etc., find the AC equivalent circuit of this particular circuit. So please note that this resistance RG is between gate and ground. This resistance RD is between drain and ground is not directly connected to source. There is a resistance RS between the source and the ground. Hence, the AC equivalent circuit is like this. This is RG going to the ground, and between the source and the ground you have RS, and between the source and the drain you have GM VGS, and between this point and the drain you have this channel resistance RD, and this is the drain point, this is the gate point. So this is the source point, and now between the drain and the ground we have capital RD, and the output is across this, taken across this. This is the input. Now the gate to source potential is this VGS. So the input gets divided between VGS and S2 ground across RS. Now please note that this GM VGS, this VGS is this VGS, the potential between gate and source. Now analyze this circuit and find out the various parameters of the amplifier. Now how much is the input impedance Ri? So Ri is equal to Rg itself, because between the gate and the ground you have only this resistance which is connected, Rg that is connected. Therefore Ri is equal to Rg itself. Now what about R0, the output impedance? Now with the input replaced by a short circuit, Vi replaced by a short circuit, VGS is going to be equal to minus VRS, the voltage drop across RS. VGS is going to be. Now are you getting any VRS because of an external potential here? So you will get some VRS there, because please note that to determine R0, what do? We replace the input by a short circuit and apply an external voltage source, AC voltage source V0, and you will find some current I0, and V0 by I0 is the output impedance. Now in the process Vi is becoming 0 when you replace Vi by 0, but it does not mean that VGS is 0. Please note that VGS, when this is replaced by short circuit, gate is connected to ground. So between ground and source is the potential 0. It is non-zero because this source is connected and some current flows through this, and as a result of which there is some voltage drop here, and this voltage drop is equal to minus VGS, and VGS therefore is non-zero. And when VGS is non-zero, so this current also comes into picture, and this is also non-zero. So let us now analyze this circuit. Now out of I0, the current that flows through capital RD is V0 by capital RD, and whatever is this I0, the same I0 flows through this and goes through this resistance RS also. So how much is the voltage drop across RS? So voltage drop across RS is equal to RS into I0 minus V0 by RD. Now we have one more unknown here. We want the term V0 by I0, and VRS is there, it should be eliminated now. Now with this equal to VRS and VRS being equal to minus VGS, substitute for VGS here from this equation, and once you substitute here, you can find out how much current flows through RD, and then you will get another equation for the current flowing through RS. You will get another equation for VRS, from which you have to solve this equation, and you can determine V naught by I naught. Then you will find this as approximately equal to the parallel combination of RD and capital RD, but it is the accurate expression is different from this, and I am leaving this for you to analyze and then complete as a homework. So please complete this analysis and find out R naught. R naught is equal to V naught by I naught. So solve these equations and then find out this. Now voltage gain. So voltage gain is when you apply an input, if the output voltage is V naught and the input is Vi, the ratio is voltage gain, and that can be obtained by analyzing the circuit. When Vi is applied here, Vi gets divided between VGS and gate to source and then source to ground. So Vi is equal to VGS plus VRS. Vi is equal to VGS plus VRS. Now from the output equation, again this current is, so this current GM-VGS, let us do some approximation here to start with and then remove the approximation. When this RD is very high, you can neglect this RD, and if you neglect this RD here, this entire current GM-VGS flows through RS, and VRS is equal to GM-VGS into RS itself. VRS is equal to GM-VGS into RS itself, and the output voltage is, this GM-VGS flows through RD also in this direction, of course, therefore output voltage is minus GM-VGS into RD. We have these three equations. So from these, by solving these three equations, you can find out the voltage gain. So let us quickly substitute this. If you substitute 2 in 1, so you will get Vi as VGS plus GM-VGS into RS. Therefore, you will get a ratio between VGS and Vi. So the VGS to Vi ratio is 1 by 1 plus GM into RS. Now substitute this equation in equation 3, and from there you will get the equation expression for the voltage gain. Now, if you analyze the circuit with that small RD included, this small RD included, you will find the voltage gain as minus GM capital RD divided by 1 plus GM RS plus RD plus RS by small RD. Now, with this term, when RD is very large, that is the approximation we made, we will get the approximate expression for voltage gain as minus GM RD by 1 plus GM RS. So, that is clear from this expression itself. From this expression itself it is clear. So, Vi to VGS ratio is this, and V0 to VGS ratio is minus GM RD. Therefore, voltage gain is simply minus GM capital RD by 1 plus GM RS itself. So, this is the expression for the voltage gain when you neglect this RD. Now, if you include this RD, you will find that the voltage gain has an additional term in its expression, this one. So, please prove it by yourselves that the accurate expression for voltage gain comes out to be this. Otherwise, it is equal to minus GM RD by 1 plus GM RS. When RS is 0, please note that it is equal to minus GM RD itself, as we got with the bypass capacitance, as we got for the circuit with the bypass capacitance. Any questions?
Sir, can we apply a biasing where we get the output across the RS?
Yes.
As we were giving in BJT emitter follower.
Yeah, there is a question there. The question is, similar to emitter follower, do we have a source follower here, wherein you take the output across RS, not from the drain, but from the source? The answer is yes, we have source follower circuits available here, and in the source follower, similar to the emitter follower, the voltage gain is going to be less than 1. But the advantage is that you will have very low output impedance for the source followers. So, source follower circuits are possible. In fact, the source follower circuits are used in practice, and the characteristics are similar to those of the emitter follower circuit of a BJT amplifier. Any other question?
Sir, when for a circuit we calculate the output resistance, then are we using the Thevenin theorem here?
You are not using the Thevenin's theorem here.
If we use the Thevenin theorem, Thevenin theorem says that whenever we are carrying out this calculations or these things, then this current source should be replaced by a open circuit.
Right. Actually, yeah, in that way Thevenin's theorem is there. Actually, there is a difference. What for is the output impedance? How is the output impedance important? The output impedance is important from the loading point of view. When you try to load connect it to another load resistance, then how much voltage drop that takes place when you drive a particular load. And in that sense, the amplifier can be replaced by a voltage source in series with a resistance. And now that resistance, if you want to determine that resistance can be obtained when the voltage source is 0, the resistance appearing between the terminals is that resistance itself. So how do you make that voltage 0? So by replacing the input by a short circuit. So from this reasoning, it comes straight away but the same thing is applicable for in the Thevenin's theorem also the same thing is applicable. How the entire amplifier can be replaced by a voltage source in series with a resistance, a Thevenin's equivalent. And then how do you determine the Thevenin's voltage and the Thevenin's resistance? So it can be obtained by Thevenin's theorem, and that way this can be obtained.